Hello, everyone. I'm here to discuss the core styles of leadership of Coach Boone and Coach Yost and go over some of my observations in the movie Remember the Titans. Now, the original head coach, Bill Yost, was replaced by an African American coach, Herman Boone. Now, Remember the Titans was set during a time when there was not an accepting environment of racial equality. When Coach Boone moved in, the town there was a lot of friction between the white and black community. Coach Boone is careful about the transition between the coaches and uses Coach Yost's position to back him up. Boone has a strong personality and has a bigger vision for what the team can achieve together. Coach Boone also, after training, at one point in the movie, took the players to a field where the Battle of Gettysburg took place. And clear in that time in the movie, all the players, the understanding became very apparent. When the players understood how many lives were lost over the same fight they were having all the way back in the Civil War, they understood they could get past their differences just by the disgust that they thought about all the people dying of the exact same reasons. The differences in race and culture they could get over and then work as a team. Now, Coach Boone worked on each follower of the team and each staff member to change their viewpoint on discrimination. Because Coach Boone was such a successful coach and became state champions, that success brought to light the ability of the team to move past racial indifferences, to respect each other so they can succeed. There is a scene in the movie where Coach Boone tells a player that if he cuts his hair, he could possibly get a chance to play. Now, Boone later approaches the player in the movie, gives him the opportunity once he has got a haircut. Now, in Kelly's 5 followership styles, Coach Boone gives the opportunity of the team member to put their best focus on what looks best for the team past their own views and focuses on what the team needs to look like out on the field and how it's presented. Coach Boone gives the team member the opportunity to cope with the changes needed, and the player does his own critical thinking, and he does his part for the team and cuts his hair. Coach Boone wanted his team to be active and make good decisions. Now, Coach Boone also gives the opportunity for the team to get to know each other on a deeper level in another scene in the movie. There's a scene where each player has to write about each player, so they get to know about each other and allow them to remove any doubt about each other's person's background and be a good icebreaker so they can be connected in a deeper level. The awareness of the group is something that a follower would do actively rather than passively take on for their own understanding of the group dynamic. One of the major cultural concerns that happened in the movie is that leadership by Coach Yost is that he tended to lead in a conformist way, where Yost tended to coddle the team and stroke their egos. Coach Yost had mostly positive enforcement of what they were doing right, but did not give them the skills to effectively, independently think, to be active in their development of the team's needs. Rather, they took the easy path of letting other teammates take other positions. Now, there's a scene where Coach Yost puts an offensive player to do defense, and it undermines the goals of the team as a whole. Coach Boone explained to Coach Yost that although the individual player will respond well to that positive reinforcement and get that opportunity, it didn't give the entire team the justice of being able to work as effectively, and it wasn't the best motivation for the rest of the team. Coach Boone wants the players to work where they expect each other to play to the best of their abilities, when at the time the expectation that the white players had was that the black players would not perform as well, and Coach Boone attempts to change the confidence each team member has about each other and their expectations, and at the same time be able to change the racial bias at the same time. Coach Boone uses the opportunity of affirmative action to overcome racism, not only to get the team to understand the dynamics and importance of mutual respect, but the entire community to understand the importance of understanding that it's not color, but skills and the uniqueness of each person that drives excellence. Now, Coach Boone is a transformative leader, and near the end of the film, Coach Yost is more able to fully understand and be fully aware of the emotions of each player and be able to understand the complexities of each person and their values compared to the beginning of the movie. There's this scene early on in the film where there's a brick sent to the window of Coach Boone's house that really gets Boone angry, and he starts to lash out at people around him in the school, other places, and Coach Yost, initially, he gets the coach to understand that lashing out to others will only make him and the team look badly. Now, there's also a moment where I feel that Coach Boone did not set the best example in his leadership, but under the circumstances, I feel I would have made a similar choice when confronting a prejudiced coach. Now, in the scene, Coach Boone, after winning a game, threw a banana at the other coach after some racist comment that the coach said previously. Now, being an ethical leader is important, and followers will look at your actions and react in a similar way. And making even a simple act that, no matter how satisfying, is something that breaches the best conduct for a vision of being better than all the racism that was thrown their way. Now, there are some leadership styles that I believe Coach Boone did, and I did start to agree with near the end of the movie. I feel that Coach Boone was not delegating initially and being more of an autocratic leader at the beginning of the movie, and then eventually became a democratic leader rather than an autocratic one. Now, Coach Boone started to allow the players to and trust their judgment, and even allowed them to go as far as kicking a player off the team for not covering them during a play intentionally. Now, the difference between Coach Yost is that he had followers due to sharing values with the white team members, but was respected due to his experience and shared experiences. I think having accomplishment of being able to go to state championships was just not enough motivation to be able to develop the players' values and mutual respect for each other, as a model tends to only have players trying to best impress the coach Yost and not grow as a team together. And that's one of the big differences, I think, that really compared Boone to Yost. And I believe that I would prefer the leadership style of Coach Boone as a democratic leader than Coach Yost as a charismatic leader, because it gives more opportunity for the team member to have a part in their own team's development and allows them to make decisions rather than only choices that the coach gives them. Allowing team members not only to be constantly controlled by their leader, they're able to make their best decisions as a whole rather than depending on the coach for guidance, so that they have a better chance of growing and learning new skills and be motivated to make the best decisions as a team. Now, this could be the best leadership style, but in a diverse team, I don't feel that any one type of leadership style used exclusively will be ideal. Most of the time, Boone being a delegator and Yost being the occasional charismatic leader to give the occasional autocratic step to bring the team in line when they needed direction, happened to make a decision. It's not, to me, it felt like it was a pretty good balance of creativity and authority. Now, there are times when someone steps out of line, and out of respect for the other players, you just have to have a coach that will bench them to learn their lesson about teamwork. Now, I think overall, both methods by Yost and Boone allowed the team to grow, but both coaches gave them direction. I feel Boone started off as an autocratic leader, perhaps because there were so many differences that needed to be addressed first, that you had to have control of the team to an extent to allow them to get to a point where you think they were ready to be molded and had enough mutual respect for each other so then they could stay motivated. And then Boone had the flexibility to allow them to make those decisions. I think overall, Coach Boone made the right decision to wait to allow them, once they matured and found themselves treating each other with mutual respect, that they could make the right call for their own leadership decisions for the team. I appreciate you listening to this video, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Have a great day.